Okay, so we are live. Now for the Vijnana, what you need to do is that for 15 minutes, you need to observe how the body movement is, how your eyes movement are and everything. And what Vijnana is about reflection. So whatever one feels, it gets reflected. So example, if I feel I'm Vilas, immediately that experience of Vilas is going to happen. So just like there is a water, and if I see the reflection in the water, immediately I'm able to recognize that I'm Vilas, even though what is seen is just a face. Same thing in front, if I stand in front of the mirror. So this mirror reflection is what is called as consciousness. So for 15 minutes you need to observe. For that, for 10 minutes you observe the breath, and then the next 5 minutes have this reflection. Whatever reflects is in the consciousness. So we'll try. let us go further. Now in the sutta, it is said that consciousness vijnana is pure and bright. So if we were to see that reflection, it doesn't matter who is standing in front of it, it just reflects, and hence it is pure and bright. So you need to get to see that what reflects, the reflection does not have the image, but the mind takes the image to be true. So what does the consciousness know? It only knows sukha, dukkha and adukha, asukha. Neutral feeling, neutral, not feeling, neutral being neutral. This is sukha and this is dukkha. In Khajjiniya Sutta, he gives an example of vijnana, where he considers it to be different colors: red, yellow, blue, white. And that's what consciousness is all about. It knows. So whatever is in front, it gets reflection. So when it knows this feeling, now we come to Vedana. There are three feeling which comes. One is a Sukha Vedana. Another one is Dukkha Vedana. The third one is Adukha Asukha Vedana. As long as there is no connection between the sight and the eye, the connection is nothing but contact, phassa. Till that time, the consciousness does not arise. What it means? It means that the reflection does not happen. Only when the eye and the object arrives in the reflection, then one takes it to be sukha. Who is that one taking sukha? It is the mind, which then takes it as sukha, because it has already made symbol, nimitta. So if that symbol comes, then there is sukha. If the symbol doesn't arise, then that is dukkha. If there is no symbol, then it is neutral. So now what needs to be contemplated? That is anupassana. And what needs to be investigated? Vipassana. Is how the reflection happens and how this feeling will come. So when one feeling comes, the other two feeling will not be there. That means when the Sukha Vedana is there, Dukkha Vedana and the Adukha Asukha Vedana will not be there. If Dukkha Vedana is there, then the Sukha Vedana and Adukha Asukha Vedana will not be there. And when Adukha Asukha Vedana is there, the Sukha Vedana and the Dukkha Vedana will not be there. So what I need to do in this practice is to bring the consciousness as though it is watching over, which is what Satipatthana is all about. And when you do that, especially in Chittanupassana and the Vedananupassana, you can see that there is Sukha Vedana, which has got nothing to do with you. So now you can say, I am having a pleasurable feeling. So unless you make this reflective consciousness pure and bright, if it is conjoined with mind, you will not be able to differentiate both of them. So first, you need to develop the ability to make the mind not dependent on consciousness, or other way around, consciousness not dependent on the mind. So now you have to create a role of observer. And that's a practice. After a while, you will get it. How do you know you've got it? You will feel a different kind of feeling, as though things are expanding, as though the burden has been removed, as though nothing that you wanted, as though nothing you cherished, nothing you liked, nothing you disliked, when you find that, you know the consciousness is pure and bright. So that is what you need to practice right now. So sit down, watch the breath as though you're watching somebody's breath, not your breath. And it clicks. You get that yoniso manasikara. So when I get into yoniso manasikara, I can see that I am breathing in and breathing out. I here is just a connotation. Just an identity. There's nothing called true I and real I and just a conventional I and all that. It just to convene, to say as a label. Another way to do it is you just have to make it like a puppet show. Whatever the body actions, whatever the mental feeling, like pleasurable, painful, and neutral, is like puppet show. If you again be able to see that, you will see when the consciousness departs, no name and form can be found. If the consciousness is there, name and form can be found. Nama Rupa Samudayo, Vijnana Samudayo, Nama Rupa Nirodho, Vijnana Nirodho. Whatever can be strategy you can take, you can do it. So take good amount of time, observe and practice. I'll get back to you in another 20 minutes. Let us continue further. So you need to either use the breath, or you need to look at the five senses, how it gets connected through this reflection, which is the consciousness. And you need to have the penetrative knowledge, anupassana, through vipassana, on how the vijnana arises based upon the condition between eye and sight, ear and the sound, and like that. If you find that is difficult, then you can use the puppet example what I gave. That's the most easiest. Or else just stand in front of the mirror and don't identify anything. Don't identify with your name, just watch. Then you will be able to break the connection between the mind, which is going to take it as so and so, versus the consciousness, which is just reflecting. Then while walking, while talking, while seeing, while standing, while tasting, while eating, while sleeping, while getting up, in all the postures you can bring in pajanana, to know. That helps in sampajanya, to completely know. And through that, we can get the penetrative wisdom of how consciousness makes experience possible. Experiencing my name, experiencing the feeling, experiencing the perception. Based upon the rupa. And what we did yesterday was to understand what is rupa. So now when we properly practice this 5 dhatus, then it becomes neutral. The consciousness becomes neutral, doesn't show up anything. So then the sukha vedana, dukkha vedana, adukha asukha vedana, in that adukha asukha vedana would get experienced. That is where the ignorance is. A normal worldling does not see this neutral feeling. He either grasps through the mind the sukha vedana or the dukkha vedana. For now, let us only focus on this, and next time when we meet up, we can practice the 4 arupa jhanas, starting with infinite space, infinite consciousness, nothingness, and neither perception nor non-perception. To experience this, you need to have penetrated into the consciousness. So before concluding, there are 3 ways of doing it. One way through the 5 senses and how it connects. Second way is to look at it as a puppet show, which will help you to do the sampajanya pabbam, which is there in Mahasati Patthana Sutta. If you develop the ability as a puppet show, You can have fun with walking, talking, eating, standing, sitting, sleeping, and all the postures, including brushing the teeth, going to the toilet, going to the washroom. All that can be done. And this works when we have mastered the 5 dhatus. And the last way of doing is to stand in front of the mirror. Don't identify anything. Then keep on watching. It breaks the link between the mind, which takes itself as an object, and consciousness. This is slightly difficult to do, but these are the 3 ways you can penetrate into the consciousness. Once you have penetrated, you will come to know that you have penetrated it. And then you will experience something like what is said in Pukkasati, where Vijnana itself is an ahara. The name and form and consciousness can be seen. Nama Rupa Samudayo, Vijnana Samudayo. Nama Rupa Nirodho, Vijnana Nirodho. Just like sun in the morning, there is a sunrise, samudaya, and there is sunset. So when the rupa goes away, in the same way, if the name and form, what has been identified through symbolization, goes away, that vijnana also goes away. So 3 ways of doing. Try it out, and then we'll meet in a couple of days. I'm ending the session. May you attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu.